All right, so we are going to be doing lesson 12.9, relating shapes, fractions, and area. Here our essential question is, how can you divide shapes into parts with equal areas and write the area as a unit fraction of the whole? So here we're going to be really focusing on fractions. Remember fractions, well, yes, you remember fractions, but let's bring all of that stuff that we learned about fractions back into this lesson because it will be very helpful. And then with area, we haven't really learned much about area this year yet, but it will be pretty easy, and I'm sure you learned it in 2nd grade as well. So with this page, it's kind of like the last lesson, but we're going to skip over it. And we're going, because we don't have those pattern blocks at home. So we're just going to skip over that, and we're going to go to here. Alright, so the rectangle at the right is divided into 4 parts with an equal area. Alright, so they're talking about this rectangle, this whole rectangle. Write the unit fraction that names each part of the divided whole. So in this whole, I see that my rectangle is broken into different parts. So one part is green, one part is purple, one part is yellow, and the other part is blue. So write the fraction that names each part of the whole. So one whole is green, one is purple, yellow, and blue. So that would be 1 out of 4, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. So what is the area of each part? So for the area, when we find this area, remember, area is what's inside, and perimeter is what is around, but we're focusing on area, so what's inside that shape. So what is the area for each part? So not the whole, but each part. So I see that green has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks, but instead of blocks, we're just going to call it unit squares, or square units. Unit squares. Square units, yes, square units. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 square units in green. Blue, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 square units. In purple, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 square units. In yellow, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 square units. So each part has the same area. So I'm going to write, what is the area for each part? 5 square units. All right, next question. How many 1/4 parts does it take to make one whole? So here are my parts. Remember, I have that green part, the blue, purple, and yellow. And we know that there are 4 of those colors, or there's 1, 2, 3, 4 total parts to make the whole. So there's 4 parts. So if we look at these parts up here, is the shape of each of the 1/4 parts the same? So is this purple shape the same shape as the green shape? No, they are different, okay? They all have different shapes. So the answer is no. All right, so is the area of each of the 4 parts the same? So the shape is different, but is the area the same? Okay, so remember when we went up here, each part was 5 square units. So we know that yes, the area was the same. So yes, and we knew that by what? We counted those unit squares. By counting, or the square units. I'm sorry, I keep messing that up. The square units. All right, and we know that in each section, in each part, there are 5 square units. And we can just say SU for square units. In each 1/4 part. So the area of each 1/4 part is the same. So even though they have different shapes, they can still be they can still have the same area. Okay. Now we're going on here. Draw lines to divide the rectangle below into 6 parts with an equal area. All right, so now I need to figure out, okay, I need to make 6 parts with an equal area. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to count how many square units I have. What is my area to begin with? So I have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, and 24. So I have 24 total. So I have 24 square units. I'm just going to write that here for a note. And I want to make it into 6 equal parts. Okay, so 6 equal parts. It's nice to kind of write things down just to write down what's going on in your brain. It always helps me to think through problems. Okay, so if I want to figure out how many should be in each part so that they're equal, I'm going to divide. I'm going to do 24 divided by 6. 24 divided by 6 is, think, is 4. Another way you can think about it is 6 times what equals 24. So 4 is the answer. So I'm going to draw in, so I can do 4 parts. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Yours could be different than mine. So maybe it will do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, however you want to do it, to me that was the easiest. So let's make sure I have 6 parts. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so I have 6 parts. Write the fraction that names each part of the divided whole. So I know that there are 6 parts, and each part represents one of the 6. Write the area of each part. So we figured out that each part had to have 4 square units in order for there to be 6 equal parts, because 24 divided by 6 equals 4. So let's just double check to make sure I did it right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. So each part, its area is 4 square units. And each part is what fraction of the whole shape's area? We know that it is 1/6. All right. I will post the answers to these questions, these next questions that you're going to do, on Class Dojo. And then again, there is another problem solving, more of a challenge thing that I would like you guys to try. All right, have fun.